Hello everybody and welcome to this roundup of all the actions to take place in the Cheshire Football League this weekend. From the Premier Division to Reserve Division 2, we're going to try and get through all the games that we can in a nice concise roundup for you. And without further ado, let's get into all the Premier Division fixtures. First off, Whaley Bridge remained top of the league following their late goal away at Garswood. The Derbyshire locals were held in Ashton Megfield right up until the 80th minute when Bridge struck and took the lead. The visitors now sit on 42 points, while Garswood remain bottom of the table. It was annual Groundhoppers and Bloggers Day at Erixton Park as Wythenshawe took on Eagle Sports. They didn't disappoint either as Town took the lead within 5 minutes before Eagle drew level and then were able to get 2 more goals before half time, making it 3-1 at the break. Town pulled one back through a Niall Rhodes goal, a goal described as one of the best of the season, but it wasn't enough to mount a comeback as Eagle got a fourth and final blow to the home side. Style took on local rivals Altrincham Reserves at the aptly named Altrincham Road, and it was the Robins who came out victorious, winning by 3-1 and moving within touching distance of the top two. Denton Town were the pick of the bunch today as they continued their fine form and put on one of the performances of the season. The Tameside natives were top notch as they defeated Malpas by 11-0 at Heatherley. Thomas Bain, Brian Matthews, Tom Murray, Murray McKenzie, Gavin Salmon and Kamal Wright, Daniel Hewitt and Steve Howard all got goals in the game, and it really cemented Denton's place as one of the up-and-coming teams now in the league, and we'll be hoping to make a late pounce on the teams above them. Crewe took on Congleton Vale in a fairly one-sided game. It was Vale who came out of the game with all 3 points, courtesy of a 2-goal win. The result of the Cumberland Arena leaves Congleton challenging for the top positions in the table. Rylands vs Rudheath was postponed due to weather concerns. In Division 1, the leaders, Warrington Town, were in action at home to Lostock Greylam. However, the game was abandoned due to a serious injury to one of the Greylands players. All at the league wishing them all the best and a speedy recovery. Cheadle Town Reserves were the only team to play twice this week, and they're probably wishing they hadn't played at all. The Stockport side were embarrassed twice away from home, first losing 4-2 to a tired Billinge side on Monday afternoon, who had played just 2 days prior, and then away to fellow strugglers Tarpley Victoria in a game that saw the team in green lose 4-2 once again. It's a week the North West Counties side will be looking to recover from to avoid the drop this season. Pilkington put on a masterclass performance as they thrashed Mersey Valley 4-0 in Ashton-on-Mersey. Pilkington stay in third following the result, but they move closer to both Billinge and Warrington at the top, who didn't end up recording results this weekend. Pilkington's goals came via 2 braces, courtesy of Luke Sefton and Matt Taylor. Grappenhall Sports were humbled away at Halebank as they lost 5-1. The side at the bottom of the table are fortunate to have a number of games in hand over Cheadle Town ahead of them and will be looking to move ahead of both Tarpley and Cheadle in the not so distant future. Goulburn Sports beat Dayton by 2 goals at Stonecross Lane to move up into 9th. The Atoms had a large percentage of possession but were unable to put anything into the goal, a fact that Goulburn took full advantage of to come away with the win. Middlewich were impressive despite a shaky start as they took all 3 points from Edgerton. The Witches went 2 goals up by half time with Michael Evans and Sam Wakefield before Edgerton pulled one back in the second period of the game. I'll pass over to my colleague Rob now, who will take you through all of Division 2 and the 2 reserve divisions.
I'd like to say thank you to James for that intro. So we start with Broadheath Central, who took on Moore United. Broadheath looking to try and close the gap on Diva Christleton at the top of the table. They took a 2-1 victory at home to Moore. Lee Evans and Luke May scoring for Broadheath. Sam Chaddock pulling one back for Moore United, and he was indeed voted man of the match by Broadheath. Chris Humphreys was voted man of the match for Broadheath by Moore United. Diva Christleton sat top of the pile, hoping to consolidate that position and keep ahead of Broadheath Central. Beat Cuddington 2-0. Joe Cossins was voted man of the match by Cuddington. Unfortunately, no match stats yet for Diva, so no goal scorers to shout out at the moment. Ford Motors took a huge step in terms of goal difference towards helping themselves look at those promotion spots. 8-1 against Barnton Reserves. They were 4-0 up at half-time. Goals from Donahue, Jones, Neville Picton scored 2, Gary Robinson scored 2, and Anthony Wynne scored 2. Man of the match for Barnton Reserves. I don't even know if it's a goalkeeper, but George Webster got man of the match for Barnton Reserves. Barnton yet to put their stats on, so I don't know the goal scorer for them either. Main Road against Windle, 2-2. So Windle looking to maybe pull some points in, go level even with Diva, but unfortunately they were held to a 2-2 draw by Main Road. Daniel Burgess and Luke Newsham for Main Road. And again, no stats as yet for Windle Labour, but their man of the match, as nominated by Main Road, was Matthew Watkins. In a very high-scoring Saturday in League 2, Winstanley Warriors 5, Unicorn Athletic 3. Jake Borrows, Matthew Mason, James Banowich and Mark Knowles with 2 goals saw Winstanley comfortable with a 5-3 win, and they're going strong. They're up to 7th with a couple of games on teams around them. So they're doing well, and they've pulled in the gap to Unicorn Athletic, who they beat handsomely on Saturday. Into Reserve 1, and Dayton had a huge 7-1 win over Style. Bearing in mind that Dayton were second bottom before the start of play, and Style were just above them, but 7-1. Liam Bell, Mustafa Buamra, Cole Hyam, Liam Goulden with a man of the match and 2 goals, as voted by Style. And James Sigworth also got 2 goals for Dayton. Alex Whelan with the reply for Style. Eagle Sports, strangely not like the first team towards the bottom, they're in second. And they beat Denton Town 3-1. Lee Boardman with a man of the match performance and a goal. Nathan Gallagher and Neil Waring. Carl Walker and man of the match Liam Hamer got goals for Denton Town. Rylands took on Garswood United at home. Lost 1-3. No match stat. Oh, there are match stats. Sorry, Michael Sullivan scored for Rylands. Alan Clark, Jonathan Keddy and Thomas Pennington for Garswood. There are no man of the matches nominated by either team. Secretaries, players, go and have a word with yourselves. That's the player of the season. Votes lost out on there. Into Reserve League 2, Middlewich with a good big win, 4-0 over Moore United. Matthew Cann, who was awarded man of the match by Moore, Michael Hickson and Chris Holbrooks with 2 goals. Jack Langton was voted man of the match for Moore United, and he was the goalkeeper. Pilkington 2, Mersey Valley 4. James Flynn scoring 2, Kane Stonehouse and Rico Halliday, goal scorers for Mersey Valley. The stats aren't on as yet for Pilks, but again, no man of the match is nominated there. Again, missing out on Player of the Season awards. Players going to have a word with your secretary, get them put up onto full time. In the Outstanding Cup quarter final that we previewed on Friday, AFC Macclesfield took on FC St Helens in the quarter finals of the Reserve Division Challenge Cup. St Helens beating Knutsford last week. They couldn't repeat the feat this week. Previous results in the league had been 4-2 and 2-1 to AFC Macclesfield, and again Macclesfield repeated the 2-1 scoreline. Matthew Horton and Jordan Lee putting them through into the semi-finals of the Divisional Cup, with the semi-final to be played on the 11th of February. Thank you.